Mwah. Hi, Leather Rokk here. Welcome to my channel. That is Tabby Boy. So, take a look at my makeup. Not that it's going to do any good, because what you're going to see is whatever the thumbnail picture is. And I'm going to try something not based on that in public video I did a couple of days ago, but I am going to try a look that I didn't really plan out. I decided on pretty much the palette because I wanted something that would go with this shirt. This shirt, by the way, is by a company called Express, and I really am digging it. I seem to be having a bit of a thing for plaids at the moment, and I like how this laces up, and you could tighten it up or not. And I decided not to today just because I can. But let me tie my hair up so that I can get started. I didn't bother wearing mascara today because I didn't want it to smear. I don't have any waterproof mascara anymore, and it is raining like crazy at the moment. As a matter of fact, a couple of hours ago, it was coming down so hard. I had a friend of mine from high school over for a while to listen to some heavy metal. He has this really good little speakers. It's amazing the sound bars that they have now, but he has this little speakers that really, they connected to his cell phone, and we were playing heavy metal music, and he brought some weed over, and he had a Trump hat, and I had, of course, my MAGA hats, and we, and it was really nice just to hang out and play metal music, because my speakers and my computer sure don't get loud or anything. And it was just really nice. But then as he got ready to leave, it was coming down so hard. And I felt terrible. And it's like flooding around here, but not like flooding, but like enough that you don't want to step into puddles. And there was some puddles that was just, I didn't realize that it was there. I'm wearing clogs, and I'm going to give you a close-up of my shoes. These are quite comfortable, and it gets you up off the ground a little bit, but still, it was really, I'm telling you, it was really coming down. It's not terribly cold, and he has a bicycle, right? And I'm telling you, it couldn't be pleasant running around in it like that. But it's not coming down as hard as it was, but it might end up hitting against the window, so don't be surprised if you hear it. I have in my hand a Chinese dish that has just salad oil. I think it's sunflower seed oil, and I am going to use that. I didn't, well, it doesn't matter really. See, I used a bunch of shadows. I don't want to get this, I don't want to spill oil around, that's for sure. I used a bunch of shadows from the Blue Moon palette, but I had makeup on since before 12 noon today, and right now it's 1:03 a.m. And throughout the day, the shadows blended, and it's really, you don't have all the, it doesn't look nearly as dramatic as it did when I started. And I didn't even bother to diagram it, or maybe I did. No, I didn't today. But I think I'm going to just do something totally different. I don't want to set something with magnets on top of a hard drive. That's not smart. I'm just going to make a mess. Oh, I did something different for my eyebrows today. I started off using that powder that I've been using, which is a little on the light side, but it's almost like my natural hair color. Not that that's what I'm going for. I'm just trying to use up a product. But when I went to fix that eyebrow stuff, I found this thing here, which is actually an old gel pot liner that's in the color plum. And it's quite a dark color, but it's starting to dry out a little bit. Tabby boy, what are you doing? Oh, really? You too. Looking at some of the makeup palettes that are out right now, there's something that I have my eye on by B&H Cosmetics. It's from their travel series palettes. A lot of these are fairly, and by travel series, I don't just mean portability. I mean that they're actually inspired by different locations. And there's this eyeshadow palette called Tokyo, and it's all bright colors and some pastel day glow colors. And I think it might be the next palette that I'm going to get, but I'm going to wait for it to go on sale. Right now, it's at full price, and I don't know. I forget what they want for it, if it's $20 or whatever it is, but I want to wait till it's close to half off. And then, you know what else I'm going to get? I'm going to get, if it's not totally sold out, I'm going to get another color festival because I've never found it. I think it must have dropped on the ground when I was bringing groceries in. And how I would not pick it up, I don't know. I can't imagine being that stupid. Or maybe it fell in a bag of recycling that I was taking out to put in the container, you know, where it goes. And you know how when you're loading bags full of stuff into something, dropping things in, it won't sound any different than any of the trash. So, all I could say is I'm glad I only spent $4 on it. But that pisses me off. Oh, I want to see my hand. I hope it's not getting infected from my experience with Tabby Boy the other day. I must have hurt his leg when I was trying to pull him from out from under the bed. I shouldn't have done that, but he really got me good, and it served me right. You know, cats have right to their free will to a certain extent, but I wanted him, and he didn't want a part of it. And you know what? Mm, glad that tea's cooled off. I have some dried cranberries in this tea with lemon in it. And I also have some dried tart cherries. I've heard of tart cherries having benefits. They're supposed to have a form of melatonin in them, and they're supposed to help you get a good night's sleep. I was watching Dr. Oz, and he was talking about it. He said you should have them before going to bed. So considering it's 1:07 a.m., it's not bad that I'm having that. Plus, it's good in the hot tea. And I came across a nice big bag of the kind of like craisins, except they're tart cherries, and have all kinds of vitamins and minerals. So I'm going to bring this notebook with me. As you can see, today it's totally unplanned. And what I'm going to do is, as I come up with things, I'm going to write things down so that I have a record of it, so I don't have to just keep on looking at the video to see what it is that I did. I'm going to refresh your memory. The Blue Moon palette. I got to be very careful with this. I don't want these to fall forward and get on my computer and get ruined and all that. But these are the colors. And this is really, it's a real challenge to get everything with blues on it, because blues, after a while, it can be hard to differentiate between them on the eye. And they'll look the best right away, but after 3 or 4 hours, they're going to start blending together. So I would caution you that if you're using a look with that's monochromatic, there's a good chance that at the end of the day, the things are going to get too close, and it's going to naturally blend, and it won't look as good unless you keep on retouching it. I do recommend you retouch these. Okay, let's start with the layer that goes underneath. Oh, I should show you the foundation I was wearing. I actually used the foundation version of the Sassy and Chic BB cream. They don't seem to be any different formulas, and I'm going to just go over parts of my face. I'm not wearing blush or concealer or highlighter or anything. I didn't bother with eyeliner. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I actually used this. Let me take the cap off. This e.l.f. waterproof eyeliner crayon that I've had for about 5 or 6 years, and it's almost used up. It's not particularly that waterproof. I mean, it kind of goes on, and it's kind of stubborn, but it still gets in the creases of your eyes, and but I try to use it up. One thing I've noticed about both the BB cream and the foundation Sassy and Chic makes, I think they oxidize because the light color that it was when I first put it on, it seems like it gets a little darker, and that's the only explanation that I can come up with. But I'll use one of these foundations like I got at Dollar Tree sometimes rather than spend the foundation that I spend a lot more money on, especially if I'm just running around town doing things. I had a feeling it was going to be raining. I didn't think it was going to be coming down as hard as it is, but at least there's no thunder and lightning. You know, I don't. I am so afraid of that. I'll never forget the day those construction workers got struck by lightning. I remember even noticing the weather radar at the time, and these were construction workers working on a casino called the Revel, which is now called the Ocean, and they were on the roof. I remember looking at the radar that day and saw thunder and lightning. I wasn't going out there. You know, I lived around there at the time, and yeah, it was like 3 or 4 guys got killed, and one of them, his wife had just had a baby a couple of months prior. What a shame. I don't understand why a construction foreman would allow his crew out on a day when especially now when you have access to the weather. So many people, I'm guessing most people have cell phones on them and they could get the weather up. But back then, when this thing happened, even if everybody and his uncle didn't have cell phones, at the time, like in all they have trailers where the construction is and everything, and they would they would have had television. They would have been able to have the radar right there, and I would be monitoring that, but no. So I think I want to fix a little bit of the eyebrow. Now for this is an e.l.f. gel pot liner. I can't find those little Ben Franklin glasses, so I can't read. I think it says Poppin' Party. And I'm using a Vivace brush that is tapered to a point, and it's really good for getting for packing, and also you can it would be good in the crease, I'm sure. But I'm using this as an eyebrow color brush. I really think that it's good because it covers a wider area than these things that are really a fine point are just really annoying because it's easy to screw up. The smaller it is, I think it's easier to screw up, definitely. There's makeup palettes all over here. Okay, I just want to... Alright, good enough. I'm going to use as my primer, I brought both of them out. I want to use this more because this one is definitely my favorite. This one dries down too much. This is the Ulta Beauty Matte Eye Primer, and it says it is oil-free, fragrance-free, paraben-free. This one here says Tinted Eye Primer, and the color is Champagne. The color on this is supposed to be nude, by the way. I'm assuming since this doesn't say oil-free, this must have oils in it, which I don't think is a bad thing, especially around the eye. But I'm going to go ahead and use my least favorite one because I figure that I am putting eyeshadow on it right away so it won't get a chance to dry down and become, in essence, useless. You know, what is it, Tabby boy? You know I love you, right? And you're saying, if you love me, why you trap me in your room? I mean, if I thought you had to go to the bathroom, that'd be one thing. But you just want to go. What he wants to do is he wants to go in the kitchen. There's this nice chair and the kitchen table, and it's got a padded cushion on it. And of course, we keep it covered with newspapers to keep the kitty germs to a minimum. And he likes to get on that chair, and he likes to get on the newspaper, and he goes with his claws and he shreds it like he has this little anxiety tick, and he's got to do this. And if you talk to him about it, then he'll do it more. Like I'll show that newspaper. Yeah, or maybe he's making a nest. Maybe he wants to lay an egg, fly away, or something. Tabby boy, Tabby boy. Oh, you bastard! All right. Oh, there he. Now, come on. I didn't realize you were there. Tabby boy, don't do that. Excuse me. No. Oh, you see what he's doing? You see what he's doing? What, you don't want to be on my video? Is that what this is? Now you're making me interrupt this. I opened the door because I thought you wanted to leave. I didn't even know he was back there. He was eating some food. What's the matter? Hey, people watch my videos, I think, as much because they want to see my kitties as because they want to see this makeup and stuff. Oh, look at you. You're so beautiful. You don't need makeup. You got a beautiful face. People want to see my kitties. Why do you want to just run away all the time? You're starting to make me feel like you don't love me anymore. I give you food. I give you water. I give you catnip. I give you paper bags. I give you cardboard boxes. My goodness. Everybody in this house loves you. Well, except for Cassie. You don't want for anything. You have plenty of beds. You even go down the hall and you sleep in that big bed. Huh? What's the matter? I love you so much. But, you just can't. You show your love for me, but you can't wait to get out of my room. And that just hurts my feelings. I think I'm going to cry. I think I'm going to give up on making YouTube videos. And I'm just going to cry because I have a kitty that just won't cooperate. I'm not kidding. Love me anymore. That's how you make me feel. Look, we're wasting time here. Go ahead. Cat. Now, I've got germy hands, but I have hand cleaners here somewhere. Or if I don't, I have rubbing alcohol, and I took a liberty of putting some rubbing alcohol in an old vitamin C serum thing, and just a couple drops sterilize my hands from kitty germs. They are germy. We love them. This is 71% rubbing alcohol. Now that my hands are clean and my eyes are prepped, now I'm going to grab my eyeshadow brushes. I have quite an assortment of them. And now we should think about the size of the brushes that we're going to use. I've been using a lot of these really big brushes, but because blues tend to be so vibrant and arresting and intense, I'm going to try to go for smaller brushes to choose from. You get a lot more control and you get to use smaller areas of lid space. I'm just going to go ahead and get more than I'm probably going to need just so that I have them. And maybe I'll get 2 of the so-called big brushes. Okay, I think I can come up with something with these brushes. And most of these brushes are from B&H Cosmetics. Some of them are from e.l.f. And, this one is from Wet n Wild. This is one of the newest brushes I got. I'm going to hang these back up here. It's one thing that's cool. My metal shelving, I can actually hang this up on one of the poles that makes it. So these are my brushes. This is the palette. Let's get to play. Oh, if you wonder why I have this plastic coating on there, that's so I don't rub off the lettering. They have such pretty packaging, and plus I like to always have the name for reference. If it's 5 years from now and I have 4 times as much makeup as now, I can tell what everything is if my memory starts to go or some shit. All right, let's start with the very top. There is a color that's kind of almost white. Well, it is white, but it has glitter in it. I'm so afraid of the spilling. But it's the top one here, and it's called Lumi. This is most often this is always going to be my brow bone color whenever I work with this palette. Because why not, right? And I'm going to use this brush that, it doesn't even say what it is now. I think this is, they have a large and a small version of this, and I think this might be, I guess it's a small version, I don't know. But I don't know how that happened. I'm going to just do the brow bone. If it starts to look less than white because it's picked up color from the eyebrows, then the solution is to wipe off on the hand so that you don't contaminate the rest of this with that color. Dip this back in, go back, because I want to make sure that this area really is white. And of course it is iridescent. It does have frosty blue in it, but I just don't want to pick up the color from the eyebrows because that's just is a powder underneath and then that gel eyeliner. Oh, it's still coming down again. You could hear the traffic. It's nice to not have to be walking around in it. I'm glad my internet's working. It would suck to have to go out in it. Okay, this is the first thing we're doing here. Now, I'm going to take a thinner brush. This is the B&H Cosmetics Studio Pro number 17. Possibly these two, I'm going to show you my two favorite brushes from B&H Cosmetics. There is this 17 that I'm showing you, and this one is a little bit smaller, and I can't really read the name of it. I've handled it enough that the gold stamp on the edge, I can't really tell. Maybe it's V5, I think, but look how similar they are. They're very similar. This is a little thicker. This gets into details. I love these brushes. And they're not the cheapest of their brushes, too, which is why I only have, I think I may have one more of the 17. I'd like another of this one. I would actually like 3 of these and 3 of these. That's how much I like these brushes. That's why you can never get enough brushes. And when I bought these, because when you're buying these brushes, the only part that you see is they have a picture of this. But you don't know, until you actually get it, you don't really know what you're going to get, if that's any sense. Okay, let's see. I want to do something with this purple kind of like peridot color called Da Ba Dee. And to give you a good look at it, I'm going to see this color up here. It does look very periwinkle. It's the closest thing to a purple shade in this palette. And I am going to load up I'm going to do just above the crease with this. And I'm going to use this 17 brush. Get some more on. I only want to get to the crease. I don't want to go below it because I want to make sure that I have plenty more lid color to play with. Do the same on this side. Already I feel that that primer has started to dry down. Maybe it's just as well with blue eyeshadows. It'll give me more time to blend. But I feel like I end up using more product. And then with these brushes, they have white tips. Then I feel like I'm really grinding the color into them, and it makes it more of a challenge to wash them. I wish that they wouldn't get stained with shadow colors because it really makes it look sometimes like it's a brush that already has shadow on it. And I sure wouldn't want to use a brush that already has a different color on it when I'm doing a makeup job. Okay, that's going to be an upper crease color. Now, I want to deepen that crease color with a skinnier brush, and I want to try this Clued in here. Now that's a very intense, it looks kind of like navy, and it's matte. And I want to really go careful with that. So I'm going to dip this brush into it, and I'm going to wiggle it around. So I've got it just on the tip. And I'm going to be very careful here, touching right where the actual true crease is, and I'm just going to kind of wiggle. Because I want to try to keep this lid clean as much as possible. I want to wiggle into the crease. Wiggle, wiggle. And by digging in, I'm minimizing fallout. I really want to try to avoid having fallout. I don't want to quite touch the corner. Now let's load the brush again and get on the other side. Start in the corner. Wiggle. And go right just in the crease. I think cat hairs are tickling my nose. Some more. Now I'm going to sweep. Maybe I need some more. I'm going to go back to the side. Sweep here. Okay. Now I'm going to put these two down here so I know I used them already. Now I'm going to go for a color in the inner corner. And for that, I'm going to go ahead and use a bigger brush. And this is the B&H Studio Pro number 6. The Studio Pro number 6 is ironically a little bit smaller than the Studio Pro number 5. So you know what? I'm going to use the Studio Pro number 5. I am going to get a corner color. And for that, I'm going to use this color in the center called Billie Jean, which is kind of like a frosty gray color. And I'm going to dip the brush tip of it, and I'm going to swirl it around the tip. And I see I've got some fallout came over here, and I'm going to just load the brush with it, tap the excess, and I'm going to go right in the corner. I'm going to just stick it in here. Stick it in and wiggle it. Wiggle, 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 without sweeping, just wiggle it. See that? You want that shine. I'm going to go back into the palette, wiggle it again, in my eye socket, wiggle it. You know what? Need some more. Stick it in. We're good. See, if I use a much smaller brush, I wouldn't cover as much area, and I'm looking for something to efficiently cover area. Cassie! Oh, that bad bitch. I didn't get to show you Cassie. And unfortunately, if she left my room, I know where she's going. Down at the other end of the hall, somebody has canned food for her. I can't compete with that. I do have 3 different kinds of treats, though. But they're going to be the way they are. Okay. I want to, let's see. I could do 2 things here. Let's play it. I want to go for contrast here. That's really important. I am going to use an e.l.f. C brush. The C brush is used for depositing color, and I want to pack some color on my eyelids. So let's go for this color here. It's called Starry Eyed. It's the closest thing to a sky blue. It's brighter than moonlight here. This color here. And I'm going to go get just this the center of the lid. And I'm going to sweep it. And I'm going to pat. Maybe I'm getting only 2/3 of the way. So I'm leaving all this lid space blank. I'm going to go back into the palette. Patting. Get some more on the palette. I'm trying to make it as symmetrical as possible. You know what I'm using as my guide? Using the iris of my eye. See where it seems to go as far as here? That's approximately where I'm going to extend the shadow to. You know what this means? I can... There. Now, I might need to go back to the corner color. If I do, okay, I'm going to get that brush, get this corner color called Billie Jean. Again, I want to make sure that there's no blank space between the corner color and this color I put right here. So by doing that, that makes sure. I don't want to really blend because in 3 or 4 hours, this will look like it's blending together. So it's going to be more dramatic in the very beginning. Now I have a choice. This was a color that I used to intensify the crease color, so I better not use that for here. So I think I'm going to go with the bottom color here. This is called Fine China. And for that, I'm going to use a packing brush from B&H Cosmetics Studio Pro. This is the number 7. This is, it's flat. You could use it on the edge for lining the eye. You could use this like you use the C brush for packing, depositing color. So I'm going to take Fine China, which is matte, by the way, and I'm going to go right, look at that, oh, nice bright color, bright and dark. And I'm going to, from here, I'm not going to do a wing yet. I want to make sure that this is symmetrical to the other side. It's going to end up being a little triangle. Now, I suppose I could just carry this down underneath, starting here. And let's carry this to about here, because remember when you got the corner color, that covered here to here, so it's logical that I would just go this brush is a perfect width to go under your eye. And since I put the foundation under that area just before doing this, it's sticking real nice. Now, if you have green eyes like I do, you'll find that these blue colors will contrast with your green eyes, and it'll make them much more vivid. So now, if you want to, you have two options here. You could take another brush like this, and this is a Vivace brush, and you could blend these edges some. As a matter of fact, I will do that a little bit. I don't think it's necessary to do that in the middle, but the edge, just a little bit with a clean brush, just to soften it a little bit. I don't want to do that with the crease color though, because that's already going to soften up throughout the day. What do you think so far? You know what? I want to go back with the darkest color here in the part of the crease, and I want to just intensify a little bit here. And I want to do it on the side too. In essence, this color is serving the function that a black eyeshadow would. You know what? I think, go over this top color too. I want to make sure I'm using the proper brush though. I guess that would be, yeah. Just, you know what? I think flick it up just a little bit. Touch a little bit more to this. Wing it up just a little bit more. I know I have a navy eyeliner pencil somewhere. I know I do. This is my bag. I've been trying, this used to be the bag that I kept my brushes in, but as I expanded my collection of brushes, well, I had to wash this, because, you know, if I drop something on the floor, I'm going to wash it. So then when I got this bag that I'm using for brushes, I actually inherited this from Teresa, the lady that I got Cassie the garden cat from when she died. And anyway, I inherited this. And it really does a good job of holding my eyeshadow brushes, and I love the fact that I could see through it and I could right away grab what I want. So when I got all that Ulta Beauty makeup, it included some pencil eyeliners, and there is a navy blue one in here somewhere. Unless I might actually have that here. You know what? No, that's a brown pencil. I do have one though. Or you know what? I might just use a black eyeliner. I could always do that. Now, I could use the Wet n Wild eyeliner, which I kind of thought would be good with this. Let me see. I think that's here. Yes. This is the Wet n Wild. I think that would be good with this. But I want to try to get it as thin as possible above my eye. These you have to shake. And you definitely want to scrape the excess, because I want to go for a fine line. Nice. Wow, it's a good thing I think I could put these pieces together because I somehow shut my computer off. I am about to add the eyeliner. Now I just want to grab the mirror. Boy, I must have just touched the wrong button. I can't believe I did that, but at least I don't have to start this whole damn thing over. Alright, I'm going to very carefully start in the corner. As close to the lash line as I can possibly get. See, what a nice fine line. A fine line makes all the difference. And not getting too much stuff on there so it doesn't come off on the lower lash line. And hopefully, as I blink, it won't smear. And I'm only getting a tiny little bit more on, because the secret to a fine line with this is not overloading the brush. Really is. And trying to follow so closely your lash line. Can I get it on this side without having to reload my... See, this is the tricky part. I can't put this on the computer because it's a magnet. I don't want to risk turning this off again. I'm going to put this over top of here so that the magnet doesn't demagnetize my computer. And because I have to stretch the skin in order to get this. You know what? I need to put more on this brush. Can't believe I shut the damn computer off. At least Oh, Cassie's here. Cassie's back. If I ignore her, then she won't think I'm going to steal her. You like it? I'm going to close my door. Oh, look what I have here. I have my Cassie girl. Oh, you try to leave my room thinking, I would have a Cassie-free video. No, 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 no. I do not like to make videos that don't have Cassie the garden cat in them. Why would I want to have a video with my pretty Cassie? I don't think my people who like to watch my videos like to see videos that don't have Cassie the garden cat. Right? She's so pretty. She doesn't need makeup. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine if she did wear makeup though? Oh, if I could find special, company has to make makeup for cats. So kitties that have white fur can have absolutely safe makeup. And if any company watching me wants to make safe makeup for kitties, and it's truly safe and it has to be good enough to eat, I will be glad to let you hire Cassie the Garden Cat as your model. Because imagine the designs we could put on her white fur, but it has to be perfectly safe. Maybe tuna fish flavor? And I could put makeup on Cassie. Okay, I'll put you down. All right. So, I think it's time for some mascara, don't you? And I'm going to go ahead and use this mascara that I really do not love. I'd like to wear that, use that skull stuff with a really big brush, but I want to use this. I don't think I want to do any black underneath. Cassie, where are you going? Oh, she went bye-bye. Cassie's like, I'm going to get the hell out of here. I've been exploited enough for one day. I hope this doesn't smear. Listen to that rain. Sounds like God's playing bongos. Hey, I'd rather bongos on the roof than thunder and lightning and all that. Especially if person had to be out in it, you know. Like police. When I was in Washington, D.C. and it was thunderstorming, police that were basically bodyguarding us. This was the right after the Free Speech Now, Demand Free Speech Now demonstration and rally. And we were, most of us, Trump supporters, and we were basically being chased around by Antifa. And the Washington, D.C.'s Metropolitan Police Department, they escorted us to our hangout spot, and which is a restaurant and bar and hotel. And before you think it's Trump International, no, it wasn't Trump International. I mean, yes, I'm sure there were people that had a lot of money that were there, but this was another spot that, anyway, cops were standing there when the thunder and lightning was going on, standing there in rain, in their riot gear and their bulletproof vests and everything, and they were laughing and joking, kidding, and some of them had bicycles, and they were just so friendly, and they were standing there in the rain, and it was pouring down buckets and booming lightning and stuff, and it was their dedication to just keeping the peace, keeping both sides separated, keeping people safe, and just all around good guys. Now you see already, this is starting to smudge. And of course, underneath all I have is that eyeshadow. I don't have any kind of fixative or anything. Somewhere here, I think maybe even in this, no, I have, let me show you something I have. I very rarely use it because I don't want to stain up the applicator. It's in my foundation bag. This is another product that I got 5-6 years ago from ELF Cosmetics, ELF. It is eye primer and liner sealer. Now, one side of it is a eye primer. It's a little on the dark side, even though they call it light. This is a liner sealer. This you can put into any eyeshadow, and it's probably got rubbing alcohol in it, and you can make an eyeliner out of it. But I don't know that it makes it anywhere near waterproof or anything. But you know what? Just for the heck of it, I'm going to go over that color that I used with this. And that was, I think, Fine China. Let me check to make sure. I don't want to use it. Yes, Fine China. I'm going to try it. I'm going to use this. You use this. This looks like an eyeliner brush. Oh, ooh, I scraped too hard against it. That was not a good idea. Why would I do that with fragile makeup? Okay, I'm going to very carefully, very fine line. There. And again, I just have to remember to just touch it, not to dig. Nice. Now, before I put the cap on there, I'm going to wipe off the edge because I don't want to contaminate the rest of that with this blue, especially a color like blue. I'm going to set this up here. I hope the I hope the mascara isn't smudging the eyeshadow, because that ruins all the work, you know? I really need to get a waterproof mascara again. I hate how they dry up. They get really yucky. See, look at this. Look at this brush. It's really yucky. And I don't want to contaminate the rubbing alcohol that I have here. You know what I'm going to do? Because I'm pretty sure that that's rubbing alcohol in there. I'm going to take a drop of alcohol. I'm going to put it in the palm of my hand. Then I'm going to stick the brush in that. And I think that'll get some of that blue off of there. What if I want to use a lighter color and do that with eyeshadow? You know? Just want to clean that brush. Now I can replace it. Look nice and clean. That's another thing. When I use a clear gloss, I never put it on top of my lipstick because the lipstick was staining the doe foot applicator and it would stain lip gloss. I would just put the gloss on a finger or on the palm of my hand and then apply it that way. Now let's do the rest of the makeup because we got a few more things to do. I think it's time for a cheek color. And for that, I'm going to use this CoverGirl's. This is, again, a color I've had possibly since before 9/11. I think the color might be called Plum. And I'll get a brush. I'm going to go ahead and use a Vivace brush. These things you have to make sure that the handle stays on. But if you lose the handle, if it slips off, then you just have a shorter brush and it's more portable. And it smells fine. Most people would have thrown this out. They say these are good for a couple of years. Well, I mean, I have hardly used. How much of it have I used? Why would I throw out something that looks like it's hardly been used? They put a lot of things in some of these. I'm just gonna the other side. Now, I would like to use a highlighter, and I'll go with, I guess, a tried and true. I will use the B&H Cosmetics Black Light Highlight Palette. And how's about, since I have a whole lot of blue going on, I use the blue one, and this is called Queen, Kween. That annoys me no end. Why they can't just spell it the way it's supposed to be spelled. Don't be an idiot about it. But these companies, they gotta get cute, you know. I'm using, for this, I've been using fingers a lot, but with all the cat germs I've been getting, I'm just going to use a brush this time. This is a BH Cosmetics Studio Pro number 5. I think I got 3 each of these brushes. And I'm going to touch it to this blue color. Oh, and I just scratched a bunch of Electra. Ay, damn it. I don't buy my makeup to fuck it up like that. Alright, I'm just going to here and just find where the light hits your cheek. That's how you know where to go. Some people are afraid of highlighter. They think it's a little too garish, too harsh. Don't be afraid of it. It's only makeup. No need to be afraid. What I get a little concerned about is lighting that I don't trust, because it's not symmetrical. Like, I have 2 different kind of lights here. Well, I have these overhead lights here, and I have a lamp here. I have a littler lamp here. And I'm concerned about both sides. I think should have equal light, but also not so intense that I'm washed out. I mean, I'm white enough, even though I wouldn't mind being whiter, just because I happen to think that that's looks beautiful on me. And plus, if my skin tone was more even, I wouldn't mind that at all. If I could get rid of my freckles, snap my finger and do it, believe me, I would. I think most people probably would prefer to have more even skin tone. Even though I suppose if our skin was totally, absolutely even and perfect looking, maybe our features might be a little less interesting. I don't know. But I would like to get rid of my freckles. Put a little highlighter here. Of course, if you wear baseball caps a lot, you're not going to see that. If I was wearing something that bared my collarbone, I would be putting highlight on there. And I could even do a little bit now, just for the heck of it. Find my collarbone. I don't want to stain up the shirt though. And when the light hits it peeking out of the shirt, I think that's cool. I don't know if you can even see that. Now, I'm going to choose some kind of a lip color. Oh, this stuff is... My strings are... There. Alright, I have some selections here. All the purple kind of colors are in this bag here. I've been trying to organize my makeup somewhat so that I can at least know where the colors that I want are, to save time. I've taken the liberty of... I'm trying to use up some of my lipsticks, and when they get flat and you gotta dig them to get the color. This is from B&H Cosmetics Cream Luxe Lipstick, and the color is called Vixen. I will show you what the tube actually looks like. This might be my favorite shade of lipstick currently. And it goes with so many things, and it goes with my hair, and it just makes me so happy. I love to wear it. It doubles as an eyebrow color sometimes. You could use it as a blush. Just a great color. Maybe this is not the best applicator in the world. This is actually a spatula from a jar mask. You know, I'm going to use my finger. Don't want to smear my face. Done that before. You know, I wish I could stop cutting my head off when I film myself. I really need to work on staying in frame. I don't know how you guys do it who use the fancy cameras like the Canons and even the camcorders and things. I'm so used to using a laptop computer because at least I could get a good view of the frame. It's especially helpful when you're doing makeup, things like this. So, I guess this is the finished look. Now, I said I was going to write things down. I'm going to have to look at this video again to see what the hell I did. If you're following along, then you know what the hell I did. And I have a cat. Oh, yes, I have a cat. So, what do you think of the makeup? Oh, you know what? I'm going to set you down again so I can... No. Hello. I think I want to talk to my friends here who watch my videos. And I want you guys to get a good look at this makeup. Tell me what you think. Oh, I know I didn't put mascara on my lower lashes because if I do, it's just going to cover up this blue eyeliner. I think I have some skills, but we all have skills. I still have not figured out a way to put mascara on that does not smear the skin underneath it. And until I get mascaras that are more closely match my eyeshadows, I'm not going to screw up the finished look by smudging black mascara on an eyeshadow, okay? Oh, don't you wish you had my problem? Am I that much of a bother to you? Can I talk to people? Can I make a video, please? Oh, she methinks the lady protests too much. Alright, if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you like me and my content, I'd love to have you subscribe. I make 3 new videos a week for your viewing pleasure, and if you subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss a thing. I love to take you on my adventures, and I try to feature my cat. And Cassie really wants me to put her down now. So I think I'll do that. Take care.